A lot of people struggle with execution. They always have the brightest ideas, but they lack when it comes to execution. It's vision board season and everyone is excited. Vision board season is usually towards the end of a year or the beginning of a new year. That period where we set goals, we pin quotes, we write affirmations, all of this on a board that gives you a visual form of what you want for yourself. A vision board without an action plan is just decoration, because I know that a lot of you are currently planning to craft your vision boards or start writing your goals for the next year. Now, I want you to take it one step further. Move from visualizing those goals to strategizing and planning how to execute them. You'd need to have a pen and paper put aside for this video. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Princess Akari, and this channel is all about helping you become the best version of yourself. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So today I'm sharing how to move from dreaming to doing, how to take that beautiful vision board of yours, that beautiful goal of yours, that dream, that great idea, and turn it into a real action plan. So before you can create an action plan, you need clarity. Of course. So what exactly do you want? Everyone just says, oh, I want to make money next year. I want to be successful. I want to do this. I want to do that. You need to define what that means to you. You ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like by the end of the year? What kind of person do I want to become? Why do I want this? That why is very, 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 very important. The why is important. So for the images on your vision board or just things on your list of goals that you want, you need to write out the story behind them. What do they represent? What would it take to bring those stories to life? You need to be crystal clear about what you want and define it. Once you know what you want, it's time to break it down. It's also important to know that when you say things like, oh, I want to be successful next year, have you done your research? Do you know what the successful people are doing to become successful, especially maybe in your field or your type of business? Everything needs to be very, very clear. Like, you can't just say, I want to be successful and then just leave it at that. That's a very, very high level. Like, we all want to be successful. You have to be very clear and define the specific thing that you want to do. So big goals are exciting, but if you don't break them down into actionable steps, they will stay stuck in your imagination. So let's say your goal is to land a great job. Yeah, because that's part of the things that will make you become successful. Maybe an example breakdown will look like this. Let's say week 1, update your portfolio and CV. Week 2, research companies that align with your values and probably research people who work at those companies that can help you with recommendations. Week 3, start applying to jobs. You can even say start applying to 10 jobs per week, 20 jobs per week, depending on you. Week 4, start preparing and practicing for interviews. Basically, you are just breaking down the things that are needed to land a new role. You cannot say you want a new job, but you have not made any plans or taken any step at all, to do the things that, getting a new job requires. For people who want new jobs in, let's say, new industries or people who are transitioning, you must research the things that you need to do and then put them in your action plan. Now that you have broken down your main goal into actionable steps, let's talk about systems. I love talking about systems because that's where the core of your planning is. So goals and actionable steps help you set your direction, but systems help you create the results. So building a system makes consistency towards your goal very easy. For example, if I'm trying to land a new role and I'm creating a simple system for myself, it can be something like this. The first one can be, I will apply to 2 jobs every morning by 6 a.m. or before I eat breakfast. Or I will ensure that I watch 1 interview prep video on YouTube every night before I sleep. So I'm just setting systems up for myself. So these systems are the habits that will make your action plan sustainable. You can even take it a step further and set alarms or put these things in your calendar, so that you are reminded. Now that you have a plan, you need to track your progress, check in on your goals and adjust what's not working, Sometimes your dream or your idea does not have to change or won't change, but your strategy or plan to get there must change, especially if you see that it is not working or no longer working. How would you know? Because you're tracking it. There's no shame in adjusting your plan. Life evolves, a lot of things can happen, and so should you. You should be able to adjust to whatever plan you have already set for yourself. So we have talked about clarity of purpose, very important, actionable steps, planning systems and all of that, progress tracking. Now I want to talk about your environment. You must build an environment that matches your vision. Sometimes the reason your vision stays on the vision board and never becomes a reality is because of your environment. Yes, your environment does not match that vision. You're trying to build $1 million mindset in a space that still reflects bare survival. If you're serious about turning your dreams into reality, look around you. Look around you. Does your environment mirror where you're going? This doesn't mean like your physical environment. Sometimes it matters. So I'm not talking about like a fancy apartment or like an office setup. A lot of times it starts with your mind first. Then it moves to probably your physical space, and then to your choices that you make every day, and then the people around you. For example, imagine you've gotten inspiration for a new idea, but you keep following people online who are either doing the opposite or outrightly mocking your vision. You're not even following those people who probably inspire you or motivate you. That's wrong. Do a spring cleaning of the content and people you engage with. Tell yourself, I'm entering a new phase in my life. I'm entering a new level in my life. And I must start thinking and doing things differently. Things are not the same anymore. There's a song that comes to mind. Anyway, now look at the people you surround yourself with in real life. If you want to stop a vice, you want to break free from an addiction, you want to become more career focused, you want to scale your business, are there people around you who share your values or ambitions? If your answer is no, tell me how you want to execute flawlessly. That's not possible. How? It would be extremely, extremely difficult. How do you want to start, and where do you want to start from? Interestingly, you can even start making changes in your life. You can actually make progress, but you're likely to fall off track because you may even face, constant discouragement. And then the people around you, they don't see what you see. They don't want the same things that you want or even similar, so there won't even be a community to prop you up if you fall off track. If you want a different life, you must change your environment. The people you follow, the content you consume, the energy that you allow into your life, all of these things shape your growth. If you want to move different, you have to be in spaces that inspire movement. Another thing you need to do is design for resistance. Plan for distractions, plan for fatigue, plan for self-doubt, plan for all these forms of resistance. Set up contingency plans. You will be distracted by social media. You know yourself. So log out and, do 2FA on your app. So only log in and say, 1 to 2 hours a day, and then log out again. Or maybe you usually have a lot of self-doubts. Have 3 major points written down about why you are doing what you're doing. Strong reasons. So it can be, I need to change my job because strong reason 1. Strong reason 2, strong reason 3. These things are important because, you always have to remind yourself why you started anytime that the feeling of self-doubt, comes up. The final thing I want to talk about today is build accountability. Get an accountability partner or, partners whose goals are as delicate as yours or similar, as strong as yours. You will both move faster. If you don't want to partner with anyone, you can, automate it. You can use your phone reminders, digital trackers, whatever. You must design accountability so that you can't wiggle out of your plan easily, because it's very, very easy to say you're not doing it again. So to recap, if you want to move from vision board to reality, you have to define what you really want. You have to break it down and set up systems. You have to build an environment that matches your vision. You have to design for resistance and build accountability. So if this video helped you, please like, comment, and share it with someone who needs it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.